Oscar and Lazar quietly left the castle at night, heading to the mysterious Azure Tower. They rode through the desert. Lazar kept begging Oscar to turn back, but Oscar was determined. After 15 years of searching for another way, he believed the tower was his only hope. Lazar reminded him of the curse that had once hurt him and warned about meeting the witch again. Oscar ignored the warning, saying he could handle anything. He felt turning back now would make their journey useless. Even though Lazar was scared, he refused to leave Oscar's side. Legends said the Witch of the Azure Moon lived at the top of the tower. Anyone who passed her tests would have their deepest wish granted. No one had seen her or reached the top in 15 years, but Oscar was determined to be the one. When they arrived, Lazar hesitated. "What if you fail?" he asked. Oscar didn't answer. He opened the old door. Inside, the tower glowed with strange light. Lazar warned him to be careful, but Oscar was already ready to climb. He told Lazar to wait until sunset and promised to return before dark. Lazar refused and went with him. Their first challenge came fast, a floor full of snakes. Oscar calmed Lazar, saying the snakes weren't poisonous. Next, they faced an old puzzle that no one had solved in 100 years. Oscar solved it quickly, and the snakes disappeared. Lazar still felt nervous, but Oscar found the challenge exciting. They kept going. High above, one of the witches quietly watched them, curious. Lazar tried to keep Oscar safe, but Oscar only focused on reaching the top. He shared that his great-grandfather had been the last person to succeed 70 years ago. Lazar confirmed the story, saying 10 others had tried but never returned. Soon, they faced their next test, 2 giant stone monsters that joined into one. Oscar didn't back down. He defeated them with focus and skill. Far above, the Witch of the Azure Moon watched, surprised someone was making it through her tests. She started preparing tea for the rare visitor. Suddenly, Lazar fell through a collapsing floor. Oscar tried to help, but Lazar shouted for him to keep going. Before disappearing, Lazar smiled and said he believed Oscar would become king one day. Later, Oscar met a mysterious girl who called herself Tanya. Her beauty and calmness surprised him. When Oscar asked if she was the witch, she teased him for judging by looks. She told him Lazar was safe, which made him feel relieved. While drinking tea, Oscar asked if she used magic to change her appearance. Tanya's face turned cold. She explained that witches live much longer than humans, and their bodies stop aging after a certain age. She also said it had been centuries since anyone climbed this far alone. Feeling nervous, Oscar introduced himself as Oscar Lith from the royal house of Farah. Tanya recognized the name of his great-grandfather, Marries, who had once reached the top of the tower. She laughed, saying Oscar looked like him but had a very different personality. Oscar joked back, and her laughter made things feel less tense. Another witch named Lola appeared and told Oscar that Lazar was under a sleeping spell. Oscar thanked her. Tanya's mood changed when he asked what happens to those who fail the tests. She said no one dies, she just erases their memories and sends them away. Most challengers only want fame, not truth, so it was fair. Lola added that Tanya still helped those who came for selfless reasons, like curing a sick child, though Tanya scolded her for saying too much. Oscar found Tanya's mix of strictness and kindness very interesting. Oscar asked Tanasha if she ever visits towns like other witches. She said no, she avoids human matters because she thinks her powers shouldn't be used carelessly. Oscar quietly wished the Witch of Silence thought the same way. Tanasha noticed his thoughts and asked if his visit had to do with a curse. Oscar admitted that as a child, he was cursed by the Witch of Silence. The curse was so strong it threatened his whole bloodline. He had spent his life looking for a way to break it but found nothing. His father never talked about it, and he suspected it was linked to his mother's death. Tanasha listened carefully. She explained that not all curses can be undone. Magic has rules, but curses often break them. If a curse was made without a way to reverse it, even the witch who made it might not be able to stop it. Oscar was shocked and asked if she really couldn't help. Tanasha calmly said she couldn't. She explained that curses don't kill directly, but they twist fate in ways even magic can't fix. Oscar admitted his curse felt unusually strong. Tanasha agreed, it was more than a normal curse. After studying him, she revealed something surprising. It wasn't really a curse, but a twisted form of a blessing. She placed her hand on his cheek, showing a faint glow, the mark of the blessing. She explained that curses and blessings are made in similar ways, but their effects differ. A curse drains life, while a blessing strengthens it. In Oscar's case, the magic was meant to protect unborn children so strongly that no normal woman could carry them. The spell was layered with many enchantments, making it almost impossible to remove. Tan-Asha apologized for not being able to take it away, but promised he wouldn't leave empty-handed. When Oscar asked if there was still hope, she said maybe he would need to find a rare woman whose body could handle that kind of magic. These women exist, but fate and magical resistance choose them, not beauty or age. Oscar worried about the morality. What if the woman was married or too old? Tan-Asha calmly explained that royal marriages often have large age gaps, so he shouldn't lose hope. Her words were meant to comfort him, but he still felt discouraged. When he softly said her name, Tan-Asha, she flinched. No one had spoken her name in ages. She stammered an apology, confused, but Oscar smiled, reminding her he had shared his name too. Then, surprisingly, he made a bold offer. Instead of finding some unknown woman, he asked her to grant his wish, leave the tower and become his wife. Tan-Asha was shocked and firmly refused. Bringing witch blood into the royal family would cause chaos. Oscar didn't give up and said he had made up his mind. Their argument got heated until Tan-Asha threatened to erase his memory and send him home. After a moment, they calmed down. She called him stubborn, and he laughed, saying she was no different. Oscar remembered hearing that Tan-Asha once stayed in the royal castle 70 years ago, teaching his ancestors magic and enjoying her time there. He wondered if that visit was part of his great-grandfather's wish. Tan-Asha denied it, leaving him curious. Finally, Oscar made a deal. He would stay in the tower for 1 year, and in return, she would later go with him to Farah's kingdom as his protector. After some hesitation, Tan-Asha agreed. When Lazar woke up, Oscar told him to go home. He explained that Tan-Asha would come to the castle to help lift his curse and share her knowledge. Lazar was surprised but relieved, joking if the witch had tried to eat him. Oscar laughed as they parted ways. Later at the royal castle, Tan-Asha cast a strong protection spell on Oscar. She told him that as long as she lived, no weapon or magic could harm him. Feeling the spell surround him, Oscar smiled, amazed. It felt like he was cheating fate. Tan-Asha said the protection was the least she could do, since he had made a pact with a witch. She trained in swordsmanship, sparring with General Alas, impressing him and drawing the envy of others in the castle. When a magical threat appeared at Lake Androa, she led soldiers to investigate. An old Dryzen mage tried to revive a sealed demonic beast, injuring some soldiers. Oscar intervened to save them, but Tan-Asha defeated the mage and destroyed the beast herself, using bombs, chains, and a final powerful spell. She healed instantly despite severe injuries, explaining she had accelerated her recovery. Oscar thanked her for saving everyone, and she humbly said it was the least a witch could do. Meanwhile, Vault and a mysterious girl collected a magical crystal from the lake, marking the end of this chapter.